Hey everyone, how's it going? So, I finally have an update for you on the Nissan Frontier. It takes me a second here, like all of a sudden I think Xterra and then I think Pathfinder. I'm like, no, it's a Frontier. Anyway, you remember this vehicle. This thing came in like 5 months ago. And it had an issue with when it was too cold out, it wouldn't start. When it was between like 30 and 40, or 30 and 35, something in that range, whatever the temperature was, 40, it would start and like, as if you were shutting the key off, and you would watch and every light on the dashboard would come on and whatnot. And I was having a tough time figuring it out because it would do it for a little while and all of a sudden it would straighten itself out. So I literally only had like maybe a 10-second window to work with. And then we had that bitter, bitter cold. I couldn't put it in a shop because if the ambient temperature was different, like if the ambient temperature was high, it would never do it. So if I had it in a shop, it would never do it. It would start fine. It was only cold outside. So you're thinking some type of temperature sensor, whatever. So I was checking everything I could think to check. And of course, like I said, I only had a short window of time to work with it. A couple of times, I did have, maybe 10 minutes or so to work with it to try to figure out what was going on. But there again, if it's 25 degrees outside, I am not going to be outside working on the car. Luckily, the customer was very understanding, and she let me just have the car and tinker with it here and there when I had time. So then, of course, I couldn't have time every single time because sometimes I'd have to take care of waiting customers that were coming in and stuff like that. So it's just like it's kind of like it was a fill-in project. I checked everything: powers, grounds, communication networks, everything. I was checking everything. The one weird thing that I did notice was when checking it, the PCM, when I was in the PCM looking at data and I went to go crank it, when I cranked it, and it was having this issue, when I cranked it, the scanner would blank out. The scanner would basically reset itself. So I'm like, well, that's bizarre. Like reset itself in terms of I'm in PCM, I'm looking at data, all of a sudden the data would blank out and it would bring me back to the beginning of the menu inside the engine or inside the PCM. So I'm like, all right, that's odd. So I'm like, obviously I got a communication issue on the CAN network or something. So with the scope, I was checking things, and I couldn't make a video on all this because this is over a 5-month period of time. Every time I checked something, everything checked out fine. Like, what in the world is going on? So finally I said, you know what? I'm looking at all the other modules, and I realized when I'm cranking it, all the other modules were communicating. They would never blank out. Like I could watch data as I'm cranking it. Okay. Just the PCM, when it was having the issue, the PCM, when cranking it, would blank out. Okay. That's the only giveaway that I had. So I was like, all right. So basically, I was at the PCM, and somebody else had been chasing this also, and they were having no luck with it. Somebody put a throttle body on it, a mass air meter on it, O2 sensors on it, just a bunch of different things, coolant temperature sensor. I think somebody did spark plugs on it, stuff like that. Of course, I have to double check everybody else's work because I just don't know. So I'm checking powers and grounds, like I said, and everything checks out the way it is. I was load testing, doing voltage drops, everything you could think of, and everything's testing out fine. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I know it's a communication issue. Now, the fact that I can communicate with other modules doesn't necessarily mean that the communication between the PCM to another module is not an issue. Could it be like, because you have CAN bus and LIN bus and other things like that, which are the communication lines. So maybe the other modules are communicating on the LIN bus system. So that's why I'm not seeing an issue with those. Whereas this is communicating on the CAN bus system. So finally I was just like, you know what? I was really getting frustrated with this because I only had such a short window to work with. And then of course we had, I think, a 6 or 8 week period of time where it never got above freezing. I mean, it was just ridiculous. For down here, that's ridiculous. And I'm not gonna work on this thing outside. It's just too cold. I'd be out there for a couple of minutes. I'd be freezing my butt off. So I eventually said, you know what? Let's get a PCM for this. Discontinued. PCM discontinued. Okay. I started looking around. I found reprogrammers that offered PCMs, but they were like $1,100. I'm like, well, you know, it's $1,100, but you know what? I'm not 100% certain that's the problem. I'm not about to spend $1,100 if I'm not certain it's the problem. I finally found a used PCM for it. Now, the problem with a used PCM is you have to code it. It has to be programmed to the vehicle. Okay. None of our scanners will do that, but we have the ability to program things here also. We did not have the Nissan programming stuff. So I picked up a used PCM for this, installed it, went to go see it. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, let me back up a little bit. I'm getting ahead of the game here. So during all this time, I eventually got to where it wouldn't start at all. It just wouldn't start. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm thinking it's just too cold outside, and now I'm at that point where it just won't start, but like I can't work on it outside. You know, even if I pushed it inside, once I start testing, you know, because the ambient temperature is high, it would actually then eventually start. You know what I mean? It's just like, it wasn't worth pushing in. I knew I would eventually get to a point of being able to figure it out, doing what I was doing. So it got to a point where it absolutely would not start. Okay, this is fantastic. However, it was too darn cold. So even then, when I had it where it wouldn't start, checked everything all over again just to make sure, you know, every time I would get back on it, I would double check everything in case I missed something. So I double checked everything, everything's testing out good. The one thing I still noticed was, one, I went to go crank it, the PCM, ECM, whatever you want to call it, would blank out during that period of time of cranking. However, it was communicating. Well, this is bizarre, just absolutely bizarre. And the other thing too is when I was checking with, when I was checking the CAN bus line, I had communication. So what is going on? I had a spark tester on it, and when it wasn't starting, I had no spark. Okay, okay. So you would also think maybe it could be a crank sensor. Now, one other thing that I did try was I took a heat gun when it was cold outside. I took a heat gun and started like adding heat to the area where the PCM was. You know, not trying to overheat the PCM, but just to bring some warmth to that area, just to see if that would change anything. It changed nothing. You know, I went to where the body control module was, tried that, nothing. Went to where the four-wheel drive module was, tried that, nothing. Like nothing changed anything. This is what I found so darn bizarre. But so anyway, I wind up getting a used PCM. I put it in, and lo and behold, we finally got our Nissan software. We finally got it programmed today. Once we got it programmed today, bingo, it started. Now, just remember, it did not start before, and I did try it with the old PCM, and it's nice out. It's like 65 degrees out, maybe even 75. And I tried it with the old PCM. It would not start, and I had no spark, and I knew that. So put the new PCM in it, got that programmed, and bingo, it started. So let me just show you. I got to put this whole thing back together. It's all apart because, you know, I'm sure the customer will be super happy to get it back. So the PCM lays down in that corner. Here's the original PCM. That I got to bolt back in. And Nissan, in their infinite wisdom, it bolts down this way. So they have slotted holes on the top. See where it mounts up top? Slotted holes on top, but not at the bottom, where you can't even get to it unless you take that fuse panel out. I managed to get down there with a super long ratchet and a little teeny tiny 10, and basically struggled with that thing for 20 minutes just to get the stupid bolt out. The new PCM, I put a little notch in it like that, in that bolt hole, just notched out the bottom of it this way. I can have the bolt in place, slip it down, and I can just reach down and tighten it up, make it nice and easy. So let's just see. Sorry, sniffles today because of the allergies. But as you see, I got to put all of this stuff back together. I got everything apart, laying around. Here's all paperwork, diagrams, everything else. Everything I was going through, trying to figure out what in the world is going on with this thing. This thing was just really, really kicked my... I mean, this is a novel. This is a novel here of stuff that I went through. Look at this. Look how thick that is. So, but anyway, we're gonna put the keys. Here are the keys. And if you remember before, the four-wheel drive would actually blank out under cranking. So there she goes. She sounds good. I'm happy. Man, this was frustrating. This was an oddball situation for me. So, yeah, just Very unusual. So let me get this thing back together and then we'll wrap this video up. Back together. So there we have everything back where it's supposed to be underneath the hood. So let's close this up. And let's take this thing for a ride. I checked the oil and all of that just to be on the safe side. All right. Oops, let me grab keys here. Ooh, I left my screwdriver in here. Don't want to do that. Walk this puppy back over. Oh, there's the old PCM. All right. Yahoo, serious. Okay. All right, let's go for a ride, make sure everything's okay. Okay, road test went perfectly fine. No issues at all. Ran beautiful. Yeah, everything's perfect. I have no complaints. Customer's going to be happy. Just in case you're wondering, I know I showed it in a previous video, but just in case, it's got 145,000 miles on it. But yeah, ran perfectly fine. So this one had me going for a bit. I mean, had me second guessing myself, and it happens. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You second guess yourself here and there. Everything I had was checking out perfectly fine. It was kind of like, so why is this thing not doing what it's supposed to? Why is it not sending out a signal to start? Why is it not sending out the signal for the coils to fire, stuff like that? So, but yeah, so it's reprogrammed. Everything's good now. Yeah, job well done. I'm happy. Sure, the customer's going to be very happy too. So anyway, that's about it. All right, guys, I hope you got something out of that video. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, have a great day and keep wrenching.